having some lower back pain almost a year ago, 9 months ago. And it kind of started, I was doing a lot of house cleaning, a lot of yard work, and I just noticed later that night that my back was really hurting. I figured I just pulled a muscle, but as time went on, it just progressively got worse. I was able to start off just taking some Tylenol, but about a month or so later, it was just, I was completely bedridden, crying all the time, had no quality of life. So I got onto my family doctor, who told me that they'd try to put me on some hydrocodone, see if that helped. And it did for a little while, maybe another month, month and a half, but it just kept getting worse. And so they took some x-rays and said that they noticed maybe like a slipped disc on my back, but it was hard to tell on the x-ray, so they just kept me on pain medicine. So this went until maybe 6 months later, November, December time frame, when I told them it just wasn't getting better, something's wrong. And so I told them that I wanted an MRI done, and they went ahead and agreed to do the MRI, and the radiologist said that he noticed that I had 2 slipped discs and arthritis in between each one. So they then decided to send me to a neurologist in Little Rock, who told me that that my back wasn't bad enough to need surgery. So at that point in time, I just needed to find a pain management doctor. And I was not okay with that. But also complicating things a little bit, I found out I was pregnant, and they shockingly told me, the neurologist, family doctor, and my OB/GYN put me on hydrocodone, saying that I pretty much could go my pregnancy being on hydrocodone. There's a slight risk to the baby, but there's nothing we can do. And I was terrified. And so I talked to my mom, who sees a chiropractor, and she told me I needed to try it. So I got online and found Dr. Wootton and called him the next day, and they were able to get me in that day. And he did a neurological exam on me. He looked over my x-rays, my MRI, and got me back in a couple of days later to go over the results with me, and told me that I in fact had 2 vertebrae that were pinching a nerve, and that I also had my hips were both slightly tilted to the right. So he went over a treatment process with me, and went ahead and started the treatment on me that day. And from that day, which was only 3 sessions ago, I haven't had to take any pain medicine at all from the first day that he touched me. And I am overwhelmed. I'm beyond blessed right now that I found Dr. Wootton in his practice. And I can't believe that, none of the other doctors, neurologists, anybody told me to even try a chiropractor. Nobody ever mentioned it. And that was one of Dr. Wootton's first concerns, was not just for me, but for the baby, and making sure that I was off the pain medicine as soon as possible. And I'm thankful for him and just chiropractic, that being a chiropractor in general. It's been a blessing to me and to my family.